My mother-in-law wrote the wrong baby name on the birth form, and my husband froze. My husband's family wouldn't let go of one name for our baby, Celestine, after his late grandmother. I said no from day one. I'm a teacher, and years ago I had a student with that name who made my life miserable. She threw scissors in class, lied to child services and said I hurt her, and even spread a rumor I was dating my principal. Every time I heard Celestine, my chest went tight and my hands shook. I told my husband, and my therapist said I didn't owe anyone a trigger like that. So we picked Emma. Simple, sweet, done. My husband agreed, and we told his mom, "It's Emma." She smiled like she heard me, but her eyes said she didn't believe it. For months, she kept dropping the name Celestine into conversations like it was already decided. When Celestine starts walking, I can't wait to meet little Celestine. I corrected her every time. She'd laugh and say, "We'll see." It made my skin crawl. The day I gave birth, I finally understood what "we'll see" meant. My labor was 18 hours. I was shaking, exhausted, and full of meds. My mother-in-law pushed her way into the delivery room because family should be there. I didn't have the strength to argue. A nurse came in with the birth certificate form and a clipboard. Right then, my husband stepped out to grab coffee and call his dad. I was half asleep when I heard my mother-in-law say, clear as day, "The baby's name is Celestine Marie Thompson." I tried to sit up. My throat was dry. "No," I rasped. "Emma." The nurse froze and looked between us. "I need the mother to confirm," she said. My mother-in-law leaned close to me and switched to a sugary voice. "Honey, you're tired. We talked about this for months. It's Celestine." Then she reached for the clipboard like she owned it. I watched her write C-E-L in thick black ink. I grabbed at the air, but my arm felt like a bag of sand. "Stop," I whispered, but she kept writing. She patted my hand like I was a child. "Shh, tradition matters." My husband walked back in holding coffee, saw the clipboard and said, "Mom, why do you have that?" She lifted it up like a prize. "I helped. She's too worn out to think straight." He read the name and frowned. "We agreed on Emma," his mom snapped. "That was just pregnancy emotions. This is the real decision." The nurse cleared her throat. "I really can't take this without the mother's clear okay." My mother-in-law's smile dropped. "She already agreed. File it." My husband looked at me. I was crying and trying to speak, but my voice was barely there. He hesitated, and that was the second I'll never forget. He finally said, "Let's not fight right now. We'll fix it later." His mom jumped on that. "See? The father agrees." The nurse looked uncomfortable, but she took the form and left. I lay there staring at the ceiling, feeling like someone stole my baby's first day from me. The next morning I told my husband, in a real voice this time, "We are changing it. Today." He tried to calm me down, but I didn't budge. 3 weeks later, after calls, forms, a lawyer, 2 notarized statements, and about $800 we didn't have to waste, our daughter was legally Emma. I thought that would end it. It didn't. At family dinners, my mother-in-law would scoop Emma up and sing, "Grandma's Celestine." When I corrected her, she'd roll her eyes and say, "Relax, it's a nickname." She gave us gifts with Celestine stitched on them. She introduced our baby at church as Celestine like I wasn't standing there. When Emma turned 3, she started noticing. One afternoon she asked me, "Why does Grandma call me a different name?" Before I could answer, my mother-in-law showed up at our door holding a swim school folder. "I enrolled Celestine for lessons," she said, proud. I looked at the form. She had used an old copy of the original birth certificate with the wrong name. My stomach dropped. I said, "Where did you get that?" She shrugged. "I kept it. It's important." I called the swim place right there and told them, "Her legal name is Emma. Cancel that." My mother-in-law's face went hard. "You're being dramatic." I turned to my husband and said, "Either you stop this today, or I do, and it won't be nice." He went quiet, then looked at his mom and said, "Her name is Emma. Say it." She stared at him like he slapped her. She opened her mouth, then said, "Celestine." I picked up Emma's little backpack, took her hand and said, "We're leaving. You can see her again when you can say her name." Now they're saying I'm cruel for leaving over a name. Was I wrong?